breaking down the business ideas from the podcast, a popular podcast, My First Million. We did this back with the 50 business ideas. It seems like people like it. So now we're going to be trying this out and breaking down a bunch of different businesses step by step every episode. So this is the first time we're doing this. Come with me. Okay, everyone. Again, thank you so much for hanging out and watching the show. This is a brand new segment, new show, all these things. And so this is based off of the popular show, My First Million, the podcast, where Sam Parr and Sean break down different episodes. So now a lot of people have been asking me to start looking at the businesses step by step, episode by episode, and talk about how I would go about building out businesses based on their ideas. So today we're going to go through episode 130 and just go through this. So right here, this is actually a new Google Doc and a new template that I made. So I'm going to be going through these four different subjects today. So the four today in episode 30, number one, what is king making? Planned communities, creating personal media brands, and then looking at addressable. And then this is a brand new document that I just put out. So if you're interested, you want to see or follow along, I'll drop it in the chat. But this is a brand new thing. So the first thing we're going to be talking about, number one, is king making. So what is king making? It allows you to be an authority in your space. And that allows you to have authority, that allows you to have a far-reaching effect. Now, the question is, how can you start doing that with your own business, and what are some ideas? Okay, so if you might be familiar with something like J.D. Powers, well, what is it, right? It allows you to now know if something is good or bad, right? For your car and all those things. Well, can you do it in other demographics, right? Let me put J.D. Power Awards instead, right? The same thing, you can do that with top 100 lists, top most, Forbes 30 under 30, all of those things. It's all mentioned in the podcast. But how could you start doing this step by step for your own business? Well, what I would look at, number one, is what are you trying to do with your own business, and how can you bring authority to your space? So the first thing that I would break down would be, number one, what is your industry you are in? Do they already have an award for your industry? Okay, so the main thing is there might be an award already, but think about it in music, in television, in movies. There are tons of different types of awards. Why not you? You can curate and create your own list. And just an example of this, I've done this, and this was part from Andrew. Shout out to Andrew from Better Sheets. He actually had us do this as a drill for one of his list building activities. And so what I created was 100 no-code business ideas, right? So this allowed me to have a list of 100 different businesses that we turned into a book as well and on Amazon. But also it allowed me to start talking about very specific ideas and then attach software to that, and then I can talk to those different companies or shout them out on social media and all of those things. Again, you're bringing awareness to that kind of project and all those things. And who doesn't like to be talked about? Now, let's talk about the exact, step by step. How would you go about doing this? Number one, I would say look at the awards or what you're going to be awarding. Write a list of top 50 or top 100 in your industry. Now, this can be top influencers, top tools, top whatever that are known for your industry. I would just start right there. And then after you create that list, then you correlate who those people are, and you tweet at them and you let them know, hey, I already created this list. You're mentioned in it. Be great if you share it, or just wanted to let you know where you stand. And a lot of times when you're talking about someone already, they're going to be flattered. They're going to share it, all of those things. Now, if that's overwhelming, this is what I would do. Number one, I would go in Notion. Let's just do it right now. I would go in Notion, just in a workspace. I'd go over here. I say top 100 list for your industry. Let's put that right there. Okay, put an icon. I don't know if I like that, but people. Let me just do that. That's interesting. Okay, that's fine. Okay, and then I would say choose 100 people. Now I'll say influencers, or 100 tools to mention. Tools or companies. Okay. Now from there, you can write out your lists and all of those things. I would list out company, and I would list out rank and person. Hey, Rick, thanks so much for being here. I hope you're having a great day. Thank you. Company rank, and I would say link to person on social media. Okay, good to go. Okay, now to publish this or to keep on track of this, if you're trying not to do this manually, I would just use something like Promo Republic. I would use Publer. Publer's on sale on AppSumo right now, and this allows you to just upload your schedule to post online, so that way you don't have to think about it, right? And you can, of course, add your own account, so you can promote all of this on your Facebook page, Instagram. You could do this on your business page as well for Google My Business if you already have that set up, and your Twitter account. And I would just go through your list of your top 100 and just have it set. Really, if you have a top 100 and you do this once a week, you can continually do this for more than a year, almost 2 years of just things on autopilot, you talking about your top list. Now, if you're doing it, a yearly list, okay, well, you almost have 2 tweets a week just talking about other people in the industry and what they won. So, and that brings back, why would you do all of these things? What's the purpose? Again, if you're doing this, in the episode, Sean was calling it king making, but it really makes it true. You become an authority. People will look up. They see you as the influencer, and it's really easy to do. And we've done it in the past. We're probably going to auto and just do this now. But it's a really good system to just get started and go. So again, right off the bat, I would pick a genre, make sure that you have it all set, pick out a list, pick the top 50 or top 100 list, find 100 people, influencers, tools, companies, whatever, and then just build out the ranking, have that, and then auto put that in on Publer or something like that. You're good to go. Okay. Let me know, anyone that's watching, if this makes sense. If you have more questions, if you've ever heard this idea, let me know all those things. Okay, so I'm adding this right now. Top 100, putting this here. Okay, top 100 list, industry, putting that in king making. There. And again, if anyone wants this or wants to see this as I'm building this, let me know. Okay, so we have the top 100. Thanks so much, Jonathan. Yeah, so that's just one idea. So you have all this. Let me put this over here in AppSumo. So I would just say get a scheduler. And there's tons of schedulers that are out there. You can either pay for it or get a free trial just as long as you get started. But I would just get something on AppSumo. I think, yeah, Publer's here for a couple days. So I would just get that. I'm just looking for it. And yeah, it's $49 lifetime. So it's the Black Friday deal, but they have a lot of a lot of different softwares rotating. But if I was going to get started and I want to do this right now, right off the bat. Now, later on, just like they were talking about, like in JD Powers and all of these things, later on, as you're growing this year by year, you can start charging advertisers, to, if you're going to be putting this out, a publication or putting some kind of document out, start going for sponsorships or look at opportunities how you can collaborate with brands. But for the first time, I would just focus on building out that list and building out that authority, all of those things. All right, so that's from episode 130, King Making. Okay, so if you have any questions, let me know. Now we're going to go into the next one. We're going to look at planned communities. Now, shout out to Edmund for this because he found what I'm going to show you in a second, because I keep losing this link, and he's told me about it for like months and months and months. Basically, this was talking about the 5-minute city, where in real life you would have places where you would shop, where you would eat, grocery stores, all those things. It would be a city within 5 minutes of itself. So it would cut down on commutes, all of those things. That's an idea, and they have developers where you could create that type of community, which is cool. But I was thinking about that you can create a virtual planned community right now online, especially what's going on with COVID and everything and limited travel. But I would use something like gather.town and create my own virtual space and have a custom town built out with this. If anyone's seen gather.town, you can create campuses, lab classrooms. It's awesome. And I really think if you were trying to make a customized town like this, it's very possible using something like this. And you can customize, you can have different integrations, you can have games, video, live streams. And I think you can create your own town using something like gather.town really easily. And the overhead is extremely cheap. Instead of you buying land, you can have your own custom area. And if you promote it the right way, if you're having all of these adventures, you're live streaming it, people want to be part of those communities. So you can have that really, really interesting feel when you start doing something like this. And I think it's going to be a game changer. And I like how it's 2D and it looks a little, pixelated and all those things. But I think people are looking for those kind of communities. It's great to be on Twitter. It's great to be in different Facebook groups and everything. But I think people are looking for that hybrid effect. And gather.town, you can have that. I think you can, I'm going to check this, but I'm pretty sure you can also brand it and have specific like real life billboards and things like that in there. I think you can do this. I'm going to have to check with the creator, but I'm pretty sure that you can, depending on what tier you get it at, you can customize some of the pieces in there and to really have it as a custom domain. So let me know what people think about that for gather.town. Okay, so that's for the planned communities. I think you could do that right off the bat. Now, in the episode, they were talking about you could, buy in or do this in a real town and, almost like Airbnbs, which are possible. I like that. But if I was going to start with this, I would create my own. And also, too, I see this being a huge part right here. If I was going to do something like SWAS, software with a service, I would look for different people that have a huge community that they're missing like a portion. They don't have Circle. They don't have any of those platforms yet. They're looking to have a custom experience. I think this would be huge for gamers too. I think this would be huge for gamers. If you go for ones that are already live streaming, their audience wants to be there, I think it would be perfect. And then they can be traveling around. They have their own city. They can be a mayor of their own city. I think you could really do some damage with this, with influencers that already have that. So that's for the planned communities. I would start just using that platform right off the bat. Done deal. Done deal. Okay. So that's king making was for building your authority. Planned communities, I think you can be doing that. The other one is creating personal media brands. They were talking about Kylie Jenner and others, but I think this is a huge portion to leverage that type of your own personal brand, but it does still take a lot of time to get started. So what I would suggest would be just building in public or just live streaming, just going out there and starting to connect with people like right off the bat. I don't think there's any substitution of just live streaming, going out. Like we're connecting right now. We got people, Jonathan, you're over there on Periscope. We got Rick over there in on Twitch. I'm sure Erica's coming in, Nyota, Mark. We got some people on YouTube. And let me know where you're watching this from. That'd be awesome. But this allows you to build out your own personal brand, and that really is an extension of your media brand. And then you can leverage partnerships, do a bunch of other things. You can do a lot by building your personal brand. So what I would suggest you to do, even if you're like, I'm not going to try to be an influencer, I think you being more active and just showing your personality, showing whatever you're working on, just doing that, I think that's a huge opportunity. And so if you're looking for inspiration, I try to do it. There's a bunch of people, KP, you have Max, tons of people that are trying to, Sako. I think it just depends on how you're trying to do it. And if you look at it, Sako does it very different than me. He does a lot with, obviously, with the Webflow community, creates these crazy, insane projects. You have Max with 100 Days of No Code. You have Edmund. I wish this existed. You have me. So there's tons of different ways. So I would say if you're thinking about this, write down how you can be unique or what you want to show. What do you want to build? So what do you want to build in public? What activities do you want to stream? Yeah, what projects do you want to stream? I would think about that because everyone has something. I mean, and if you think I'm joking, go on Twitch and look at what people are doing. You have people just setting up their cam and sleeping. People watch people sleep. That's a huge traction niche on Twitch. I know some people find that a little bit strange, but no joke. I had a former student that used to work at Twitch. One of the biggest like growing niches on Twitch, watching people sleep, right? You have that, you have mukbang, watching people eat. You have so many different things. You have ones that are watching people put together Lego sets. It doesn't matter. It just pick a way for you to start building out that your own personal brand, and you can be doing whatever. So something to keep in mind. Okay. The next one so I went through Kingmaking, which is, I think that can build your authority. Plan communities, which is software with a service. I think creating a personal brand, I think that's a hot trend, and that builds your authority. I would be right there. The next one would be addressable. They were talking about this. Basically, it was a giant robot writing personal letters with a real pen, so it can mimic different writing styles or, penmanship. And then you just go out there, especially for like real estate agents or nonprofits, especially ones that are trying to get your business later on. They do a great job, and that's interesting. Number one, I think that's interesting, just going back to having something more written or something tangible. But I think there's something there by having you think about how can you just make it more personable? How can you send gifts, send something that allows you to be more connected in real life, or tangible goods as a gift or anything like that. We keep trying to do that with Build With Me. We just released our merch, so we'll have links to that. But we're trying to do something really personal. Sometimes we have different gifts based on our students or our clients and what they're like, and we try to give them gifts. But I really like this idea to think about building valuable relationships, how you would do that. For us, we send a lot of different books. Like we keep sending for our marketplace clients. When they get to the point of launching their business, we have the Disney book, the Disney Institute book, like Be Our Guest and Never Lose a Customer Again. I love those books. And so we hand those books to them and things like that. But I think there's still ways to do this. I've had personal cards when I've been on podcasts. I really like that. On a conference I was just at, they gave me a whole a framed poster of the event, like the poster of the event. I thought that was pretty awesome. So just think about different ways where you could be more valuable. And again, also too, this is a huge thing. I think if you are trying to get clients and you're trying to figure out how to stand out, being more specific and more unique for people they know that it's not generic and you take the time. This is how I got some of my early on clients. So say for instance, where's one of my first clients? Hold on one second. So there's a couple different clients that I'm thinking about. I'm going to go to Christmas for a second. So one of my first clients in the fitness industry when I was transitioning. So Christmas Abbott, this was maybe 5 years ago plus. So Christmas was just competing in CrossFit and everything. This is before she was on the reality show Big Brother. And she needed to revamp and do an online like product. And I went and built out the product for her and saw her at a conference and gave her the entire product already built. Because I was like, if she can see that what I'm capable of, we worked together for years. And we still work together. She's just gone in a different direction with what she's building out. But it worked out. And that's a lot of the clients when I first got started, building out really, really specific niche pitches and showing them a mock-up of the entire thing, what you're going to do with their brand. I think that's hugely, hugely missed when people are just pitching and they're just, have you ever been on LinkedIn when people just hit you up and give you the same generic like line when they're trying to connect? It's kind of annoying. That's why I stopped being on like LinkedIn a lot of times. It was just overwhelming to me. But custom type of, what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, just showing that you have value, I think is a huge thing. So addressable, I think that's huge. I think you can be doing the same thing for example, pitching clients on specific projects. And how I would start, focus on one target client, potential client at a time, and create a full, create an MVP for the client the very first time you meet. Or send an email. I think that's a huge thing. So let me know if you have ever done that for your own client or if you like this idea, if you're willing to try this idea. I think it's a game changer. And to tell you the truth, people just don't do it. A lot of people just don't do it. Like, I cannot tell you. The way that I started working with tons of people, I would just go out of my way to drive to conferences to get in front of people live or to pay to be in certain virtual community, Slack groups, whatever, to get in front instead of just DMing them on Twitter. Because I understand they're busy. A lot of people are busy, all of these things. But if you try to figure out and position where you can hang out with these people, money. Okay, so that is episode 30. Now, I can talk about in episode 131 I have planned out. I can go through that. But I just wanted to let you know this is what I'm working on. Also, too, there was an idea in episode 131 of creating like a new kind of collaborative search engine. And I think that you can do that with Notion right now. What I'm building out right here is a collaborative search engine. I mean, it's just a database, but you can search based on episode. Like, so I can say search 131, and then it will drop down and only give you episode 131. I can do 130. It drops down and only give you the different episodes in episode 130 of, MFM, My First Million. I'm terrible. My dyslexia. I have trouble. So this is what I'm thinking. Let me know what you're thinking. Oh, also, too, what I liked about this. Hey, man. Thank you so much. I'm doing good. Thank you so much for hanging out. Invest Addicts, thanks so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. And I hope you're doing well, too, man. Let me know how you're doing, how I can help you. So what I really wanted to do with this section is it's not just about the ideas, but what I find a lot of people struggle with, they hear all these cool ideas and then they don't execute. They get overwhelmed. They don't know where to start. They're saying, Doc, this sounds really cool, but I just don't know how to do it myself. Well, so that's why I have two different tools that I think really help you as you're trying to think about, can I use some of these ideas in my businesses? Can I start here? Down below, I have something called the pirate ship model, which allows you to rapidly validate your idea. And then I have this other course, which is called Business Clarity in a Box, that actually give you the complete course, the templates, the swipe files, how you go about structuring your MVP, how you test it, how you validate your pricing, and how you can have momentum behind it and just go out and attack it. So if you're interested, let me know. I'm going to just show you a brief overview of it. I'm going to show you the pirate ship model, how we do this with our clients, how we do this in the community, in the Build It community. I think this might help you. I don't remember exactly why we started calling it the pirate ship, but it caught on. A lot of people love it. We have pirate themes. People throw up pirate emojis, so it was funny, and we just went with it. But the pirate ship allows you to start selling using live streaming and building in public very quickly and validating. So the pirate ship is broken up into a couple different parts, and I'll just kind of go through it. But again, if you want the link, it's already on that Notion page. So if you're watching and you need again, I can drop the link again, but this is where it goes through. So number one, the pirate ship model is describe the person you're trying to help. It all starts back on who you're trying to help. It's not about you. It's about how people can start having better lives. So first, describe the person you're trying to help. What is the problem they are struggling with every day? Why do they keep struggling with it? That's really important that you do that entire narrative. Now, a lot of people build out avatars and they're saying, I'm helping Sally. She's 34. She's doing that. I'm like, that's great. It's great to know about Sally, but I want to know something more about Sally. Okay, where does Sally live? How does she feel when she wakes up in the morning? How does she get out of bed? Is she in pain, physical pain? Is she emotionally distraught because she is just having too many problems? Is she rolling over and prying herself, like pushing herself out of bed? Like, Nyota, wait a minute, hold on. I gotta put some, where's my sound effects? Nyota's here? My goodness, I'm gonna do all the sound effects. My goodness, long time no see. Hopefully you're doing good. I messaged you the other day. Hope you're doing good. Love to see you. So, with this section right here with the pirate ship, I love to see you. Oh, Investment Addict says, I'm doing okay. Stumbled on your show a few days ago. Now I'm hooked. Glad you're doing well. Yeah, I'm glad. Thank you so much for finding the show and being here. I go to bed at 8 p.m. now. My goodness, Nyota. Okay. Well, I just changed the show on Wednesday. I just changed the show to Wednesdays at 1 p.m. So hopefully that helps. Some people are like, listen, we want you to do it midday, and some of our UK audience is like, you need to stop doing late night shows. So hopefully we can see you starting next week. That's awesome. So again, the pirate ship, you're finding out what the person is like, how they're feeling, all of those different things, and you're describing what they need help. I'm serious. We're going to switch it over. I'm going to be switching over. It's going to be at 1 p.m. on Wednesdays. I'll send you an email to let you know, but yeah, we're going to be switching it. Rick, what are you drinking, Doc? I wish. I'm just drinking water. I don't even have my Red Bull right now. I woke up from a nap and I just decided to do this. I need my Red Bull though. That will be here a little bit later. I guarantee you that, Rick. I guarantee you that. Yeah. So number one, describe how they're doing. If you were to text them, what would you text to say to solve their problem? And the reason we're saying it to text, it's got to be really simple. Have you ever seen like a long text message and you just don't feel like reading it? You just don't want to deal with it. Well, the same thing here. Think about how you're going to write down a simple question or a statement to talk to them about their problems and how you're going to solve it, right? Think about if you can make it that concise in a few sentences in a text, and that's what we have. The next part is research 5 pain points for your target and talk about what they're struggling with throughout their day. Are they trying to accomplish their goal and right now they're working full time? Maybe they're looking for a job. Like what? Talk about what they're trying to do and why they're having this pain point. How many times have they had this pain point? How strong is this pain point? 0 to 10. Is this just low level nagging or is this life changing that they need help with? So you need to write out all of those things and then write down your solution. So that's part one. Let me know what you're thinking about it. I'll drop it in the chat if you want to see it, all that kind of stuff. Let's talk about this real quick. So investment addicts. So first of all, Nyota, we're not sponsored by Red Bull yet, but listen, the goal is to get sponsored by Red Bull by the end of the year. So as always, everyone in the chat, if anyone's connected to Red Bull or have any connection to their marketing department, listen, I don't see a lot of them trying to support streamers that are trying to do business and trying to do businesses really fast. I think that's a huge opportunity for a lot of their athletes and esports and everything. We got to get hooked up with that sponsorship. So if anyone knows anything with Red Bull, hit me up. No joke. We've been talking about this since March. We're going to have it. Positive thinking. We got a couple more weeks. Let's make it happen. Investment Addicts mentions, don't want to mess up the show. No worries, but no worries, man. You got a question. How could I create an MVP marketplace so I could validate my idea, launch quickly before Christmas? Timeline. Okay. Let's just do this real quick. And as we're going through this, all right, this is perfect. We're going to be validating right here. We're going to make it happen right now. By the way, so let's see. Where do we have this? Investment Addicts. I can keep calling you that. If you want me to call you something else in the chat, just let me know, but we'll just go with this. Okay, let's build out a MVP marketplace right now. Oh, look at that. I wasn't thinking about that. MVP marketplace. This is great. So this is actually talking about how to validate an idea. Perfect timing. No, you did a perfect job. Thank you so much for giving us this idea. All right, so we're going to talk about this. MVP marketplace. Let's do this. Okay, so the first question is, if we're going to try to validate your idea of an MVP marketplace. So the first thing is, what type of marketplace are you trying to create? Okay, that's the first thing we have to create, think about, and put that in the chat and let me know. The next part that is crucial, what type of marketplace are you trying to create? Number one, does a marketplace like this exist right now? Yeah, Gig. So tell me, is it for music producers, that kind of marketplace? Is it for real estate agents? What kind of marketplace? Who are you serving? And I'm going to say, do you have customers already? All right, so this is really good. So you'll see this is why I redid my Notion page in a moment. Let's see. Let's go to Pirate Ship version 2. And we're going to use how to validate your side hustle in an hour. Okay, cool. Okay, we're going to use this. Turn your idea into reality. We're going to go through this right now. Let's see. We got Jay. Jay from Twitch says, Doc, we have to get more folks watching these streams. Doc, we have to get more. Okay. Your energy is infectious. I'll be in touch with you with the idea. Your energy is passion is infectious. Thanks so much. Thanks so much for being here. Love it. Just have more people that you know that might enjoy the stream. Have them come on over, man. Yeah, it's awesome. Thanks so much for being here. Hit me up. Email me. And thanks so much for your time and being here tonight. Okay, so Invest Addict says a spinoff to Fiverr. Okay, so this is the issue that I would have with this. I like the idea, but what do you mean spinoff? Why would people be on your marketplace versus Fiverr? What makes you special? Let's go to Fiverr real quick. The reason I say that is Fiverr's got a budget. Fiverr's got all these things. So are you going to be very niche or there's a very specific offering or... So let's go back to this. Let's just break this down. Supply and demand. If you're going to be building out a marketplace, do you already have the supplies, the talent, or do you already have the demand, the customers first? So as you're creating this, are you going to be rendering this service? Do you have the supplies, the expertise? Or are you trying to bring in the demand first? Supplies or demand? Okay. So right here, if we're building out this marketplace, we got to decide. As you're building out your marketplace, and there's tons of people a lot better than me that will help you through or can help you with this, but they're always going to say the same thing. Like Lenny's newsletter, he used to be at Airbnb, but he always talks about it. You got to constrain the market in one or the other. Either you're going to have supplies or you're going to have demand in your marketplace. You're not going to be able to do both at the same time. And I'm saying a lot right now, so, no worries. I'm waiting for your response. As you're doing that, I'm going to keep going through the pirate ship model so people can see this. And then as you're giving me answers, investment addicts, I'm just going to be, helping you through this. I think I know who Investment Addicts is. I think we've been talking before, but the screen name's throwing me off. Okay, so let's go back here. And as I'm getting more details, and Nyota, let me know. Let me know about your TED Talk, by the way. Let me know when that's going to premiere or where I can have that so I can start dropping that off. All right, and so we're just going to go through this and we'll go back and forth. Okay, so many of our Black creators are suppressed by big companies and marketers. So I would create a marketplace for Black talent, for only Black talent, direct to consumer. Beat making, voiceovers, web creation, designer, etc. Okay, so the first thing you need to find out, you need to work on supplies. Okay, so the thing is you have to go to those creators. Where are they hanging out right now? Where are they? And because you're saying beat making, voiceovers, web creation, designer, etc., what I would do is I still think that's way too broad. I would go very specific, category by category. So say, for instance, if I'm just trying to start, hypothetically, what I would do is I would work on the supply size. And we'll go into a second how you're going to get paid, right? Are you just taking a cut of all of this, which is totally fine. Oh, right here. Look at this. Nyota's dropping her TEDx. Man, right there in the chat. I love that. We're going to be pulling that up in a second. Congratulations, by the way. I need to do a clap on that. Congratulations, Nyota. Hold on. Where's my applause? An awesome Build It member, killing it out here on the TEDx stage. I love it. Love to see it. Love to see it. So, yeah, you're doing great. Let me know also, too, how's all that stuff going with the contract and helping different agencies, empowering them? Let me know about that, too, Nyota. Congratulations. So, okay, so the MVP marketplace, I would look at supplies. If I'm looking at trying to create a marketplace and I've got voiceovers, web creation, designers, all those things, I would go to those those categories. All right, and so I would go with, and I'm just taking this from the chat, beat making, voice, all those things. I'd break that into category, see who you can talk to or get involved right now that can speed up the process in web creation, designer, whatever. I'd pick one first, then I would look for 5 to 15 people to ask them to be on form and say, are you having trouble? Are you trying to find clients? What are you trying to do? I'm tightening up on all of that. So I'm moving. Oh, you're moving to Oklahoma next month? Okay, congratulations, Nyota. Congratulations. That's going to be awesome. Investment Addict says, so you're saying the categories are too broad. Those were examples. Yes. So what I would do is I would pick one. And then I would pick 5 to 15 people to outreach to get them on the platform. And what I would pick is the one category that is easy to start with, like right off the bat. And that would be like a change, like something that's almost like we're looking for instant gratification. Okay, so who can you talk to that once you find out who they are, you can almost manually look for the other side, the buyers on the other side for them to connect. So you're getting sellers, they're sellers of their service, so their supplies, then you're going after the demand on one side. And again, if you're going to go after and that's going after supplies first. Okay, you can still do it the opposite way, but that still takes time. You need to have inventory, or you need to already be connected in an industry, which might be easier for you too, but you still got to pick one or the other. Are you connected more with the creators, or are you more connected to the companies that need the services, those type of people that can provide the value? So you can decide whatever side you want. You just, when you're building up that, you just can't do both at the same time. I would find beat makers on SoundCloud. Okay, cool. Okay, so the whole thing is, okay, beat makers on SoundCloud. Okay, so who are you going to connect them with? Artists that need beats, different ones that need background music. Let me know, because if you're saying that, I'm thinking about BeatStar. So I would say you would need to, how do I say the marketplace? BeatStars. Yeah, beatstars.com. Okay. Yeah. You're doing great. You're doing great. So that's what, if you were trying to validate, like, honestly, I'm going to just give you the quick rundown. And then if you want to ask me questions later on, go ahead and on this stream or whatever, what I would do, I would go really specific. I would go and try to find the beat makers, see, can they not sell something? Are they having trouble selling their beats? What are you trying to do? And try to make one sale. Like, I'm not, don't worry about trying to like scale this thing and making this whole automated. See if you can validate it. So if you're saying, okay, I'm looking for a beat maker on SoundCloud, honestly, I'm going to be one of your clients right there. I need background music for my videos. I need trip hop. Honestly, if you can find me a producer or someone, let me know, give me samples, and let me know how much they charge. Right there, right off the bat. You got your first one. Who's pitching this idea? I'd like to connect with them. Look at that. Look at that. Coach Bowden? Bam. Look at that. You got someone on Twitch right there. Invest Addicts, you've already got someone trying to connect with you right there in the audience. This is why I love doing this show. Okay. So you're on Twitch. Investment Addict is on YouTube right now. If you want, you can jump over to YouTube and you guys can connect, or let me know and drop your information in the chat, Investment Addicts, and you got connections right there. Look at that. Yeah, come on, connection over Notion. Yeah. Okay, so my idea came from wanting to support Black creators and also listening to interviews of many Black creators not finding clients. Look at this. They ain't trying to find clients. Bam! They're getting clients right now. So you're talking about validating. Look, how long was that? Did we just do this in like 20 minutes? Look, you can validate right here for your marketplace. And then for you, after you have this, take 20% of the transaction or 10%, whatever you go. I mean, there you go. You just started your marketplace and see if this is good. This is Coach Bowden. Coach Bowden. Coach, is that your handle on Twitter too? I'm going to just drop it in the chat for YouTube so that you guys can connect. Yeah, this is pretty awesome. This has been a great stream. Yeah, this is a great stream. Oh yeah, let me Naoto, let me drop the let's do this. I'm going to drop the Notion doc right now. I wish I could pin it. I haven't gotten that far yet. Look, things are happening tonight. That's what I love seeing. Okay, good times. Okay. Let me do this. Investment tool. Yeah, so there's a couple things. So don't worry. Okay, so I'm just going to let you know. So I just dropped the Notion chat the Notion link right now, Nyota. Okay, so do you have an idea on any no-code tools how I could create this? Okay, so I'm really big about this. Right now, you don't even have to worry about like building anything, right? So you see how we just had these transactions to do a validate and to do all these things. You're going to do a lot of manual things. You can do this with Google Sheets. Honestly, we did a whole marketplace how to do this. But if I was really going to try to scale this and everything, I would do it with two different platforms. To do my like MVP, I would actually probably just build it in niceboard.co and just have it as a site where you can be putting, yeah. Jonathan, you over here? Good times. Okay, Jonathan, you're over here on YouTube. Investment Addicts, connect, do all that kind of stuff, drop whatever you want. So good times. So Niceboard, it would be where I would just create it, because then you could have sellers put out, this is what I'm offering, and then you can have the other side, the buyers, be able to do this. Really, really simple. I mean, and by the way, if people don't think this works, look at how much Craigslist still makes. It doesn't look great. By the way, I was on Craigslist helping someone find an apartment like last week. It doesn't look great, but let me tell you, they still make bank. So Niceboard would be something to really just get started. If I'm trying to do simple pricing, Niceboard, I would just charge people a membership after I get, 15 to 30 people onboarded to really buy into the idea. I would then just charge a membership and not charge by transaction. If I was really trying to scale this bad boy and like, I do not want to do any coding, I want to do this and I want to do this for real, and I have investment and I have a couple $100 to invest. I already have a Stripe account. I already have a PayPal account and ready to go. Do you have any demo or any other? Yeah, ShareTribe. ShareTribe, hands down. I mean, but you got to make it, you've already got to have your everything intact. I mean, I tell people all the time, like, don't mess with anything else. Like, some people do it with Webflow and all these things. If you're serious and you want to make it a marketplace where you can have messaging, you can already set up transactions, you can transaction fees where you don't have to do it manually, all those things, ShareTribe all day long. Yeah, we build this for clients all the time on ShareTribe. We're in the process of building one this month. We just finished. We have two others. We built out a no-code marketplace selling templates on ShareTribe. Yeah, a lot of different types. So if I'm trying to really do it, yeah, get connected. But this is what I'm saying too. And investment addicts, like you were just talking about, like by Christmas, look, that's what I'm saying. Get involved where people are just around. By the way, I would also say just keep asking people, like, what are they struggling with, what they're trying to do. But I'm dead serious. You know that I'm putting out videos. I need background music. So hit me up. And Jonathan's right there too. So hit him up. That would be kind of, that's awesome. That's the first time this has ever happened, I think, on the show. Nyota, am I lying? Like, I don't think this has ever happened this quickly before. I love this. I love this community. Okay, so we've got that done. Let me know if that helps too. Investment addicts, let me know if that helps. Jonathan, thanks so much for the win. Everyone's just being awesome tonight. Everyone's always awesome, but this has been awesome. Yeah, I don't think this ever happened. Yeah. So again, we did this. Oh, you missed this too, Nyota. I did this stream. It was like 5 hours long the other day. But we built this out with trying to think about different ways to, okay, I mean, sometimes I mean all the time. I'm always looking for a deal. And just like the NBA is coming back, and we were talking about League Pass, and one of my friends just hit me up tonight, and they're like, are we sharing a password? Like, are we sharing so we can all pay for, split up for the payments for NBA League Pass this year? And we built out a message board. It was a 5-hour stream. Yeah, it was out of control. But yeah, it was fun. Nice board. I built out a job board where you could meet other people to split costs for like YouTube TV, League Pass, whatever you need, because subscriptions get expensive. I got like 5 subscriptions right now. I got like Netflix, Hulu, YouTube TV, NBA League Pass, Criterion. I got all these. Well, now we just share different things. No, this is good. Investment addicts, this is what we do on the show. That was awesome. No, honestly, that was perfect because I was talking about how it's not just about ideas for the show. It's about going out there and start launching. So yeah, investment addicts, don't forget to talk to Jonathan because he's asking you for your Twitter or emails. Get together. Yeah, what it says. Nyota's saying AI, this is how the show works. Yeah, that's exactly right. It's happy, yeah, happy interruptions that make it dope. Yeah, I love when people just throw up random stuff. This show would be nothing without everyone just asking questions. That was awesome. Yeah, thank you so much. So we'll go through this real quick and actually goes hand in hand what you just said, investment addicts. So right here it says my first million podcast episode. And by the way, if you don't have an email or blah, 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 or you don't want to share it, and Jonathan, you need to connect, like, just try to connect offline or do something, drop an email, do something. But like Jonathan's right there. Like you can't get better than people asking you. Like that's the moment where it's like, shut up and take my money moment. That's when you know you have traction. If people are asking like, yeah, I'm trying to connect with someone, like that's where you got to jump on and start making money. Like you don't think about the platform. You don't think about anything else. You're just going for that transaction to prove that it's something that's worth it. So like I would jump on that in the next 5 minutes. That's just me. This is just me. Doesn't have to be anything. Yeah. Connect. Anyway, and drop your Twitter handle too, investment addicts. Okay. So, so we're talking about validating your ideas. So this is something found in the Clarity course. I think it's dropping tomorrow, or you can buy it if you want now. I'll drop it in the chat. But basically, this is what you do. Turn your idea into reality. Okay, the first one, do people need your product or service? Yes, you go on. If not, listen, it depends where you are on Twitter. Okay, there's a lot of dumpster fire on Twitter, but that's like a dumpster fire on almost anything right now. So just be safe. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Nyota. What is sane? So do people need your product? Yes or no? If you're not sure, go and find out if other people need it, right? So this kind of this was in real time, what everyone just saw on the show. Do people need your service? When investment addicts talked about what was going on, that like what was the main issue? Like, do I really need Beats? Do I need something like that? Jonathan just raised his hand. I said, yeah, I actually need that for my my business. Like, I need that right now. So again, you can see if people care about it. If not, like you mentioned the other two things that you needed, I don't need help with those things, but I need instrumentals, like right off the bat. I don't need graphic designers. I don't need those things. So then that allows you to go to the next thing. Does it already exist? Now, if it's no, guess what? You move on and you're off to the races because that means that you can validate you're somewhere special. But also, too, just because it says, does it already exist? Don't think that you don't need this at all. If it already exists, that's great. But can you make it better? Can you make it different? What's going on here? And that's what we were talking about. So in fact, when we were talking about this to investment addicts and you were saying these things, look at this. That's right, Nyota. Get them. Yes or no? We're all about trying to make business right here. If it's not a great time, and by the way, I would like to say too, when a lot of people ask these questions or saying they need help X, Y, and Z, if it's just idea, it's okay to say, no, I'm not ready, but I will reach out. So I always say if you're not ready for that point, just let people know, like, listen, it's an idea. I'm not ready yet. I still got to talk to other people. But this is how fast business can move. So make sure everything's aligned. And that's why we do these activities. So if it does not already exist, right? So if it says hasn't existed, okay, can you make it better? Say, for instance, we'll talk about cups. Wait a minute. Okay, I'm not even going to listen. Can't be reached. Okay, keep in mind too, depending on how you're being, this is all depending on business too. Always keep in mind, have a couple different ways to contact people. So social, all those things. Make sure that both parties are okay with it, but I'm just keeping that in mind, okay? When you're ready for business, make sure you have your emails, make sure you have your handles for people to do business. Okay, so, but listen, this is a learning opportunity. We're just saying that to make sure because we want you to get paid as quick as possible. I'm saying this only for you and your benefit, okay? No big deal. You're doing great. Okay, so you go over there, and if you cannot make it better, maybe you need to do more research. Or if you can't make it different, you have to go back to the drawing board. If you can make it different or better, you're off to the races. Now, we're going to say one example. If you're saying, let's go back to Fiverr. Fiverr is a very confusing place for some people. Sometimes it's overwhelming. Maybe people see too many deals and they're like, I'm not sure where to go. Well, can you have a one-sided facing marketplace? Can you just ask them questions? What are you looking for? You don't show them the inventory, but you actually, in the background, using AI or you're using manual selection, you're giving them the best options. Maybe that is a little bit different than Fiverr, right? You're matching it up. You're doing all those things. That's a game changer because a lot of people don't know how to use Fiverr because they get too overwhelmed because there's too many options, right? So that's different. I'm still doing the same Fiverr thing, but I'm curating it. I'm making all those things come true. All of those things. That makes sense. Or if it doesn't make sense, let me know. Okay? So we have that. Okay. So we have how to validate. Let's go to page 2. Page 2 is even more simple. Okay. Will people want it? Yes? Okay. Do I want to do it? We'll get there. If people want to do it, that's where I'm always like, and that's why I was trying to say this to investment addicts. I'm just telling you right now, I'm just like, hey, listen, people want this, go fulfill that. Don't worry about a website. Don't worry about all these other things. Don't worry about the tech. Like Jonathan right here talking about like, hey, I want to talk to some people. I need to go buy some beats. I need something for X, Y, and Z. I'm like, yeah, go and do it. Go and do it. Like, I don't care about tech. I don't care about all those other things. Now, I do tech reviews, but I'm trying to see how quick I can make you money. That's the whole reason I do this show. So, do people want this? Yes or not sure? No. If they're not sure, like say for instance, if Jonathan said like, I'm interested, but something's happening, I will listen to the feedback and say, okay, what's the problem? Do you want to connect this way? Do you have stipulations on money? What's going on here? He might just say like, I need more details. I don't know if I'm a good fit for this. Well, that allows me to build out my features, my FAQs, all those things later on when I build out my page. But right now I'm just having a conversation. I'm just being a human. I'm just writing down what people are looking at, right? Bam. There you go. Afterwards, will people want it? If they say yes and you're ready, do I want to do this? Okay, so let's go into this because there's a couple steps right here. If you want to do this, yes, awesome. It's time to get to work. And that's why I was telling in the audience, I'm like, wait, you want to do this? You're saying you're trying to get validation by December? Bro, I just got you validation. I didn't get you validation. The audience just gave you validation within 15 minutes, right? So it's like, it's go time. The other section is, do I want to do this? And you're saying, I'm not sure. Okay, there's a couple levels there. How easy is it for you to do, right? So if you can render the service and you want to do this, you're good to go. But say, for instance, you say, like, I need to learn a new skill. Okay, what do you need to learn? How long will that take you? How much time, energy, all those things? Okay, can you simplify it and learn one thing? Okay, can you? Okay, now you can go for the ask. Now you can go do business. If you're saying, I need to learn a new skill, I am out of my depth, this will take me 4 or 5 months, you can either say, okay, let's go with the very, very specific section. Like say, for instance, if I'm looking at investment addicts and you're something's going wrong or something's just not connecting, you're like, okay, maybe you haven't talked to the producers, you don't know anyone there. Okay, well, how hard is it to find the list of different ones on SoundCloud? Can you talk to 5 people tonight? Can you talk to the seller and say, hey, I'm going to already have your curated list of producers by Monday, something like that. So you're already giving the expectation, you're already doing the research, and you're seeing very quickly how easy it is to really talk to producers on SoundCloud or different ones in your repertoire now or, in the future. And that allows you to see, can I really do this? Am I ready to do this? Do I need more time? All of those things. So you're simplifying what's happening. Or the other side is, can I already render the service myself? Am I already a producer? Do I know a producer? Like I have one that I'm thinking about right off the bat. Okay, and he's on BeatStar. Okay, so I'm just thinking in my head. The other section is, can I do this in my sleep? Okay, why are we talking about this? Can I do this in my sleep? Why is that so important? Because if you can do something very easily and it costs you no mental energy, but you're making money, that becomes your reoccurring monthly revenue structure. So your MRR, your monthly reoccurring revenue structure. So for example, I have a set of skills or I have something that I'm like, even if something happens, I can always go out and still make money off of that. Couple things. Number one, I'm a massage therapist. I have my license. Okay, if I really need to do something, go ahead. Bam, I need to do that. I was a CTO of a company. People need to do tech stacking. Okay, I can charge people, hey, what are you trying to build? I already build out their blueprint of what they need to get started as their MVP, and then I get paid that way, right? So I'm looking how quick can I make money? Can I do this? Can I have this skill? If I can't do it in my sleep or I'm not compelled to do it, okay, that's when you got to rethink it. Is it worth your time and energy? And the other thing is, too, if you're thinking, well, I'm not really sure if this is worth it, okay, how much is it paying? Because that can be your golden ticket to do whatever you want. For example, we've talked about this in the audience before, but if this is the first time you're here, does anyone know the most? Now, there's a lot of ways that Amazon makes money. Do you know the most profitable way that Amazon makes money? Not the most gross, but the most profit that they get. What section of Amazon it is. Let me know in the chat. Let me know what people are thinking. I'm going to get a Red Bull. Let me know the most profitable section of Amazon. I'm going to be back in 30 seconds. Web services, that's right, AWS. People are talking about AWS. You know what? That's a good question. Music subscription. All right, hold on one second. I'm back. By the way, we got new shirts. Can people say this? The Build With Me shirt? We just got new shirts, so we're going to be releasing the merch and everything. The Build It community, Nyota, send me your new address too, because we're going to give you either a hoodie or a t-shirt. Let me know. By the way, unofficially brought to you by Red Bull. As always, we need look, I'm breathing hard. Ran upstairs trying to get that Red Bull. Man, didn't want the viewership to drop off. I'm breathing heavy now. But anyway, okay. So AWS is the most profitable section of Amazon, right? So Amazon Web Services powers obviously what they do, but think about how many things are built on AWS, right? You have Netflix, you have Disney Plus, all of these other networks are using it as an infrastructure as a service, right? So how many times do they really publicize that? Usually you hear things that are a little bit more sexier, like, you know, Whole Foods acquisition, things like that. But you may need a treadmill sponsor. I know. Well, you know what? I started running outside, but it's getting cold. Like I wasn't like you. I'm not walking like 10 miles a day. I was doing like a mile. I did a mile today. I did like a mile and a half, but it's getting cold. I'm not, okay, it was like 60 degrees today, but like, you know what I'm saying? I used to walking all summer. Not like you, Nyota. Like, I can't be doing that in my life, but I'm trying. I'm just trying to starve off heart disease. I'm just trying to be out here. Anyway, so AWS is the most profitable. Why do we talk about that? Because that enables the company to make bets and do other things to advance the company. So what I really encourage you to do, perhaps you're looking for that AWS, that component of your business that is going to be profitable, that you can have in the background, make you money, or a service that you can provide, a SWAS, a software with a service, and then it allows you to pursue whatever you're trying to build out. Marketplace, whatever. Excuse me. Hopefully that makes sense. So, again, that's why we have this right here for this whole program. Number one, off the bat, even though I will do reviews all day long, and I will, you know, if anyone wants me to talk about the AppSumo Black Friday deals, I will do it. It is really about this. In your experience, what payment gateway do you recommend? Stripe or PayPal? Like, you know what? I'm just about getting people paid. Oh, there's one. I mean, some people start off with Venmo. If that's the main thing, what is this? Hold on. I'm all about this. WhatsApp, okay. Get.onwhats.app. They have the worst domain name. I'm going to be honest with you. And I love them. I've been talking about them. Terrible domain name. Throws me off every time. But anyway, you can create an online catalog and get orders on WhatsApp. this one was pretty interesting because really you can create your own marketplace right here. You give them the shop URL, and then when they check out, it prompts them to order whatever you're doing: Stripe, PayPal, Venmo, whatever. Really easy. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Stripe. I'm a big fan of Stripe though. Let me put this in the chat. This is on AppSumo right now. I think it's like $12 a lifetime. I think they have a lot of, yeah, they have a lot of potential right here. A lot of potential. So easy. And so after you have a easy website, excuse me, an easy website, it tells you to prompt where do you want to pay, sends a text message on WhatsApp, and then it tells you like, go to my Venmo or Venmo me this money, send this money on Cash App, whatever you want. But I'm saying like, listen, if you're really trying to go out and like do business, just as easy as possible. You could create a marketplace with this bad boy. Easily. Get the inventory, put this stuff online. You can be the broker, all of those things. I think this is a really good investment. If I was getting started, I would use this. Yeah, I don't think I've been on AppSumo since I stopped being on here. Yeah, it's an addiction. Yeah. They've got some good deals right now, but I mean, for the most part, I just think it's sometimes just tech overload. Like for the most part, and I've really streamed down. I mean, I test a lot of AppSumo tools, and for some people, it's great. I think I'm running our entire business on like 5 tools right now. I mean, for our main hub, it's all Notion, and I have one AppSumo deal that I use. Well, I use Paperform pretty much to connect everything to our CRM, our ConvertKit, and when we're spinning up sites really quick. I use Squid Hub for the team just for tasks. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, there's a couple others, but like day to day, those are the biggest ones. Synovio and Find That Lead. But usually when I'm trying to do stuff, you know what we do. You know what we do. Anyway, so if this is helpful, and actually I think we're sending this in an email tomorrow, and we talked about this the other day, like no joke, I don't even do landing pages, on WordPress, all these things. Like this is how we sell, honestly. We just put up Notion pages, and if you look at this format, actually, the format is very similar to like the components of every AppSumo page. I mean, why reinvent the wheel? They have a very high conversion rate of their format. I just bootleg their format. They know that. I told them that. Not word for word, but I took the format. And this is how we're selling. So this is the clarity for business. It gives you the tech you need, the plan you need, the clarity you need. Thank you very much. Yeah, it's just super, super simple because I was just doing all these upsells and downsells. And so all right here, it just links right there to Podia. And then people are good to go, like off the bat. I don't know. It's been so simple. Well, I think we're going to send it out tomorrow. But like we were talking to people at Notion, like I just think it's so easy now to just make something so simple. So simple. And like it helps you to validate really quickly. And guess what? If people don't buy, it's not the end of the world. You just go on, you make some changes, good to go. That website is a marketplace builder. Marketing as one of the best. Do you think it's quick glance? Yeah, I mean, which one are we talking about? This one? Get on WhatsApp? Let me know which one you're talking about. Am I on the paid version of Notion? I think I am. I mean, honestly, I think I could do it as a free version too. Because, I mean, I'm only sharing it with Sabrina. I think I can still do it as free, but because they update, I think they upped it or something like that. Like how many blocks you could use or something like that. But I love them so much, and I don't know. I guess I could nickel and dime and see like if I could still get away for free, but I pay. I think I pay, I don't know how much I pay, like 15 a month, something like that. Maybe I should check that. But yeah, I'm paying for it. But for the most part, I don't think you would need to use. I think you could do almost everything with the free version. I'm thinking. Anyway, I think you could do that. And then so like honestly, Nyota, I forgot to show you. Like so, if anyone saw this, I did the other day, but like honestly, if you look at this right here, Our entire business is run like straight up on Notion. So like breakdowns. All the SOPs that we do for the entire company are right here. And when it's broken down, so let me bring this. Rick's asking, get on WhatsApp or share tribe? Depends on what you're trying to do. Rick, are you trying to do like, I would say get on WhatsApp if I'm just testing. If I'm just testing to see if this is a good idea. If I feel motivated and I feel like I'm going to put time and energy and I really want to scale this bad boy, I would just go with Share Tribe from the beginning because I'm going to be moving into all those features that I need. And instead of me bottlenecking on WhatsApp and all these things, I would just start on Share Tribe and like just off the jump. I think I have an affiliate code maybe. Maybe I'll drop that. I don't know if I do. Nayoda is always on me that I need to start dropping my affiliate code. I'm not even sure if I do have one. Let me check. But before I do, so our SOPs right here, like our entire business, all of our SOPs are right here. Right there. Yeah, no worries. Not a problem. And right here, your templates for creating SOPs, we have everything broken down. How everyone has accountability, everything like that. Yeah, Rick, no problem. Yeah, Share Tribe, yeah. So it just depends on what you're trying to do. But so right here, this is what we have. One sentence summary, purpose and importance. So what we do is we have the task, why we do the task for the company. So we like everyone to know, everyone that works for the company, freelancers, everyone knows how important or why they're doing tasks. We don't just have you do things for the company and you have no idea the meaning. Also, too, we have accountability because we'll say this task is worth this much to our business. So if we mess up on the onboarding, if we mess up these next steps, it will cost us X amount per like customer, right? So if we have a customer that we're onboarding and that contract is worth 15,000 or worth this, if we mess the initial onboarding, that can mean 80% of the project could be lost if they decide to back out of the contract or they think we're not living up to it. So we really make sure they understand the weightiness of everything they do in the company. I think that's been a game changer because a lot of times I would be like, this is really important. And people are like, I don't know. No, every time you go into all the SOPs, everyone knows every task that they do, what it means for the company, what it means for their bottom line, how much they're making, how much we're making, all of those things. It's broken down. Then they have the resources of the screenshots or the recordings of what they need to be doing. Then they have the step-by-step actual the written form of what they need to do step by step. And then they have a completion checklist. So there's never an excuse in the company. Well, I just forgot about it because every time someone does a task, they have to go back and do the completion checklist because they just duplicate this and then they go off and do that task. Now, a lot of these SOPs, we've got it automated in the system now, or we use Zapier or we use so many systems that they don't need to. But if anything breaks down or anything manual, they are responsible and they know how to do it from scratch. A lot of these things, once we do it 3 to 5 times, we write it up and then we look how to automate it as much as possible with Zapier or PySync or Integromat, whatever it is. But for the most part, like everything is housed right here. So we have that. Everything to do with Build With Me, the show is right here. The Pirate Ship version 2, it is all of our documents. So what I'm showing you, it's how to validate a side hustle, the Pirate Ship, business clarity, the content strategy for the year, what our main drivers are, what we do, and then also what works, what kind of YouTube content, what kind of micro business kits, the courses, workshops, consulting, and our email sequences, and our conferences that we do or webinars too. So everyone's on the same sheet. Like everyone knows what's going on. And so we just have it all consolidated, all Notion. Everything's on Notion now. Oh, let me see about dropping the link. Let me see if I have this. Rick, hold on. Because Nayoda will beat me up. Yeah. Oh, thanks. You ran through 50 business ideas in one of your videos. This show is gold. Well, thank you so much. Yeah, that was from the 50 business ideas from my first million. Yeah. So they had that. Thanks so much, man. Yeah, I'm always trying to do as much as I can to provide value. The main thing, the reason I wanted to do this was I was really confused. I really wanted to do a lot of these projects, and I had no idea how to get started. And then throughout the years, and especially this year with so much going on, Nyota, shout out to Nyota. She's been watching every episode since the beginning. I was on a mission to try to provide as many videos as possible for other people to get that. So I'm happy that that works for you. Do I not have Share Tribe on this? I'm shocked. Okay. If I don't have this, that means Share Tribe doesn't have Envision with Justin. What? Hey, everyone. Hey, what's going on? Hold on. Unless that's a new screen name. Is that the first time? Envision with Justin? Is this the first time you're here live with us? Hold on a second. Where's the plus? Thank you so much for being here. Yeah, no problem. Rick, just go get Share Tribe. If I find it, we'll connect. I'll send you the link, affiliate link. But I'm surprised. Maybe they don't have one. And is that why I don't have it on my list? So, and Envision with Justin, thanks so much for being here. Let us know how we can help. See what's going on with you. Okay, so one last portion. And this is what I'm thinking. This is just a preview of the next stream of what we're talking about. But what we're doing here with the My First Million podcast episode, there was an idea talking about, better than a recording. Yeah, definitely. Thank you I love when people are here live. This one's the trend, collaborative search engines. So this was an idea in episode 131 that they just released. So collaborative search engines, I was thinking about that. And really, when you have that type of database or something collaborative, how could you do that? Really, I was thinking about this. You can actually do this with Notion right now. And that's what we're going to do with very specific ones that are going to be editors for this, where they can be adding to this page. Now, I think most of the people that just got this, they can just see it. They can't add anything, obviously, because they have locks on it. But I think, having editors and different ones that want to add it to it, I almost view it like a Wikipedia, a wiki that you're going to have different ones that can edit, and then you can have your own searches. Like, say, for instance, right here, if you look at this Notion page, this is a database that you can search. So, like, say, for instance, episode 131, if you go there, now you only see episode 131. If you go 130, you're only seeing those episodes. So, in a way, I feel like you could build your own collaborative search engine right off of Notion. Now, how would I monetize this? Now, of course, if I want to build out a full search engine, I would need to, do some low code or no code ideas or even, hard code some things. But to really test this out, what I would do is I'd have a paywall. I would have a page on Paperform that has a Stripe integration or a Podia page. Charge people a subscription to have access to this collaborative search engine, which would be a Notion page. Once they pay, they get redirected, and now they just have this aggregate of this search engine that I'm just adding to it. So I think I'm gonna try out doing that in the future, maybe with My First Million or in connection with having one search engine, which will be My First Million, and then all of the other projects that we've done since March from Build With Me, and then that will be an entire aggregate search engine for you to check out everything from this podcast, from My First Million podcast, or everything from the Build It show. And now you have all of those things. And now I'm just charging, again, a subscription to a search engine that's curated and everything like that. So I'm thinking about that idea. I thought that was a really cool idea that they had, that Sean brought up, of just having multiplayer software or collaborative things. And I was like, you know what? I think that's possible. You can do that just with Notion. And again, that's why I love Notion. It's so flexible. You can do a lot of things. You can run so many different businesses. So let me know what you're thinking about that, if people care about that. I just dropped the link. So right now, anyone that's watching can get access to this database that I'm building out right now for ideas for My First Million. But I think I might start cataloging mine too from the show that we've had. And let me know. Also too, again, questions, anything, if you want me to do tech reviews before we wrap up or anything like that, anything that you're thinking about, anything that's happening on Black Friday, different sales, let me know, and we'll talk about it before we wrap up. But let's see, how long have we been on real quick? People on, Periscope, people all over this place right now. Oh, we've been on for an hour 20? I didn't know that. I thought we were on like not even an hour. Huh. Also, probably tonight. I just won't stream it, but I gotta do some research. I think I'm gonna put like 2 hours in tonight. I'm gonna try to get that Red Bull, um, that sponsor. Trying to do it. So if anyone had leads, I'm dead serious. That's my goal. I said it in the beginning of March. That was our goal to get a Red Bull sponsor. I think we have a lot of potential. It's very unique content, so I'm trying to do it. So let me know. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, if we could do that. Envision with Justin. Love the idea for using Notion as a search engine. You're doing something similar with Circle. That's awesome. See, I was thinking about using Circle too. I don't know if I'm gonna, and that's why I keep getting back and forth. If I'm gonna build like a full community, if I'm gonna do a full community out, although we have the community on Podia, I see this is the whole thing. So many people are just watching the live show. They just want utilizing the content. We don't. The community is being on YouTube and doing these shows. So I'm just ranting at this time. I like Circle. If I was gonna do like a full community site, I would use Circle, and you can live stream in Circle too. Or they're getting pretty close. I remember when we were, or they were just about to do it with Circle. So yeah, I'm all for it. Yeah, if anyone wants to see it, I'll drop Circle in the chat. Let me see this. Drop that. Yeah, cool. So really, my favorite membership slash Stripe payment tool is MemberStack. Yeah, I think who does Ben at MakerPad? I think they use it too. I think they really like it. Yeah, it's really flexible, so you can show selected pages and everything. Yeah, I like that. It's good stuff. I like it, Rick. Yeah. So I think what I'm gonna do, I think that's pretty much it until probably this weekend. If you and let me know too. If anyone that likes My First Million or like that show or anything with trends and you like this episode or this is a cool breakdown, this makes sense, let them know or let me know and I'll let them know. We're always trying to do new projects and things like that. The 50 ideas from My First Million, I didn't think it was going to go that well, or I just didn't know what to think. But a lot of people liked it apparently. So I think that's why we're going to go in this direction and try to continue to create more content in, because I think this aligns with a lot of things from trends in My First Million. So it gives a little bit more details. We're here for you, everything like that. And yeah, I think this is going to be great. How can I send Red Bulls for Christmas? Oh man, yeah. Send gift cards. I'll send my address. Shoo, get them on Amazon. I get those things in bulk, my friend. Bulk. But yeah, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Reach out and investment addicts. Make sure you're on the list. Make sure that you're on the email list as well. Hit me up. But again, everyone's been awesome here. I mean, people are rolling and staying in and everything like that. So I think the new schedule, we're going to be doing Wednesdays at 1 p.m. So that's for sure. I do sometimes stream on Sundays, just getting started for the week, and I work on Sundays. So because I do most of my meetings on Monday, so I rather just not be stressed out. So I stream a lot when I'm working on Sunday anyway. But the standard show is going to be, I think it's going to be 12:30 or it's going to be 1 p.m. We'll let you know, but I think it's going to be afternoon. Like we're just doing afternoon shows now. Like that's just the main thing that people want. So that's going to be starting next week. There might be a sprint coming up of just like going live for 7 days or something like that to help people break through that. And we might do a hackathon at the end of the year. So we might do that in like 4 weeks where it's like different creators, what they're doing. Could use Circle for a listeners page for a radio station. Could you use that? Could you use Circle for a listeners page for a radio station? I don't see why not. Rick, by the way, did you see what I sent you? That page, how they did like that lo-fi? Yeah. So I'm trying to see if we can get sponsored and everything, but I'm thinking about like doing a straight up like bracket system, like having leaderboards, all of those things, having a full hackathon, like having a build with me hackathon for the new year. And just instead of doing it on January 1st, like we're doing in the last week of December, so you get a jump on it, all of those things. Yeah, Rick, I might do a full breakdown episode how to create a 24-hour radio station on YouTube. I might do that in the next 2 weeks. I'm thinking about it. I got to set up those servers. I would have to do that, the cloud servers. But it's really interesting. I'm doing that, pass it on to, oh, that's awesome. So I think that would be helpful, Rick. Also, too, I'm looking at trying to go into licensing or do some kind of streaming service. And buy the rights or the streaming rights for certain like old movies like 1930s and 40s or old anime films like in the 60s 70s frame. So I'm working on a couple different projects just to see if we could build those businesses. And I'm just looking at licensing in general. So I'm thinking about trying to do some kind of Loot Crate version of business. I don't know. I'm working on it. So that might be something I'm doing in the hackathon or something like that. Still working on it. But, yeah. Because Loot Crate is, they give you different prizes, things like that. But it's always based on different types, right? So you can build it on like, okay, look at these Loot Crates. Marvel, Deadpool, WWE, Slam, Hello Kitty, Rick and Morty. Like, these are all licensing. So I was looking at how to get involved with some kind of licensing to start putting these kind of boxes out. I haven't really figured it out yet, but I've been talking to people to figure out how to start doing like licensing deals. It's a very interesting business model because they were talking about you just need to prove your numbers that you already have traction, and then what you're going to do with the licensing, for that extended period of time. And then you can negotiate. I'm like, that is so interesting. I think there's some iconic brands that haven't tapped into licensing that I would love to do digital, like digital drops, per month that's licensed. So that's an idea. I might do that during the hackathon. I have to check. Our station will play old school radio detective shows. Let me tell you about this. Hold on a second. What is this called? Johnny Dollar. Rick, does that sound like anyone you like, an old school Johnny Dollar? Have you heard of that show? There's a reason I'm saying that. I'm not just making up crazy stuff. But yeah. So I'm working on that. So yeah, hackathon. If anyone's interested, if they're trying to do a business, the thing is the structure of how are we going to reward like the hackathon? Like who wins, right? Is it based on who makes the most money? I think I don't know. I think that could work, but like that could get a little bit shady because like, is that even? Not really. Like, are we going to have different categories, different winners on categories? I think we got to think that out. Yeah. The reason I bring that up is, there's this, yeah, my wife listens to all of these old, like, what is it called? Suspense and all of these old radio shows. And like Johnny Dollar, it's like a detective. Anyway, so yeah, and then I saw the guy that like John Abbott did all of these interviews about that show not too long ago, and so that just made me think of old radio dramas. I honestly think that would be interesting to stream because you get the rights. Well, I wonder, the rights might be pretty easy to get. Anyway, so I rambled on too much. Let's see, invest addicts. You're talking about on Share Tribe as we speak. Great stuff. Okay, sounds like everyone's having a great time. So, again, I'm going to probably end it right here. This will be for, again, My First Million, episode 130. We went off just a little bit off the rails, but everyone expects this. You know what we do around here. You know what we do. So, again, if you're interested, let me know. Message me if you like this kind of format. If you think this is going to be a good thing with the search engine, that's what we're going to be doing. The next episode, I'm probably going to go into either episode 131 or 132 because, yeah, I think this was a lot of fun. Oh, one last thing. I mean, I guess I could just talk about this, but, yeah, Rick, not a problem. And thanks for everyone being here and everyone talking. Like, this show cannot be as anywhere as fun if people don't just, like, engage and do all of these things. So thanks so much. Yeah. Legacy brands revamped. I have an idea about that. Maybe I'll do that for episode 131 or combine episode 131 and episode 132. Not sure yet. But again, thank you so much for hanging out today. Everyone have a wonderful couple of days. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. And if you need anything, message me, talk to me, ask me questions. You know I love being here. And again, thank you so much for being here tonight. I will talk to you later this weekend. Everyone be safe. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time, and I'll talk to you soon.